Say hello to your Grandpa Joe.
Let's start with Charlie's boss, Mr. Joe Peck.
Ah, come along, Charlie. You're late.
It's payday, Mr. Joe Peck.
You're right. There you are.
Thanks.
Charlie is only 12 years old in this film, so employing him actually violates child labor laws. We gotta hit him with a hefty fine.
Little boy's got to have something in this world to hope for. What's he got to hope for now?
Moving on to the deadbeat Grandpa Joe.
Let's take a drink, Charlie. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
A small one won't hurt us. Whoops. Not bad.
I wonder if Gramps would bother getting out of bed to go to prison.
Oscar Slugworth, president of Slugworth Chocolates Incorporated. Now listen carefully because I'm going to make you very rich indeed.
We can't forget about Slugworth, because the everlasting gobstopper is trademarked and hasn't been released to the public. The elaborate attempt at theft would fit into the corporate espionage crime criteria.
Meet Mr. Wilkinson.
Pleasure.
Slugworth.
No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
For you?
That said, we know that Slugworth is working with Wonka, so he wouldn't be guilty of this. However, the children who knowingly choose to go along with it might actually be on the hook for it.
I've just decided to switch our Friday schedule to Monday, which means that the tests we take each Friday on what we learn during the week will now take place on Monday before we've learned it. But since the day is Tuesday, it doesn't matter in the slightest.
Mr. Turkentine seems like a pretty cool teacher, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he's handling incredibly dangerous explosive materials in a school.
We have here nitric acid, glycerine, and a special mixture of my own. Together, it's horrible, dangerous stuff, blows you up.
This is a serious offense that violates federal laws on explosives. This crime would fall under the jurisdiction of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF, who would likely kick in Mr. Turkentine's door for possession of much of these chemicals, and he gets nailed with a 10-year imprisonment plus $1 million fine. All right, let's look at the Willy Wonka file. In all my years as a detective, I haven't seen anyone quite like this guy.
Well, they can't be real people.
Well, of course they're real people.
Stuff and nonsense.
No, Oompa Loompas. From Loompaland.
Loompaland? There's no such place.
Excuse me, dear
Mr.
lady.
Wonka.
He also specifies that he has brought the entire population of Loompaland to his factory. This is an entire people he's talking about. There's no way the United States government allowed this. How Wonka was able to migrate these people to his factory, we don't know. But it was certainly illegal, making this an obvious immigration violation.
Here.
It's also clear that the Oompa Loompas struggled terribly in their home country. Mr. Wonka exploited these people by bringing them to his factory in exchange for free or underpaid labor. The manipulation shown here, mixed with the poor working conditions and lack of wages, makes this sick monster guilty of indentured servitude. Indentured servitude is a form of labor in which a person is contracted to work without salary for a specific number of years. The contract, called an indenture, may be entered voluntarily for purported eventual compensation or debt repayment, a violation of the 13th Amendment. Let's also not gloss over the fact that Wonka's factory is an OSHA nightmare, completely filled with violations all over the place.
What's that for?
Gives it a little kick.
Please, I beg you, Augustine!
My
Help. Police. Murder.
Looks like he's drowning.
Dive in, save him!
Oh, it's too late. Watch the pipe.
It's assumed each of the children in the film survive. That said, Wonka gets hit with maximum sentences for these abuse charges. The reason being is simple. Had Wonka stopped the tour after Augustus fell into the chocolate lake, it would have shown this tragedy to be a legitimate accident that he regretted. But instead he continues not once, but 3 more times, happily continuing his tour after 4 children are terribly hurt, and for all anyone knows, potentially dead. Because of his complete lack of remorse, as well as his factory's complete lack of safety standards, Wonka will receive a life sentence.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet!
What are you talking about?
I told you I hadn't got it quite right yet.
You can say that again. Look what it's done to my kid.
It happens every time. They all become blueberries.
Am I coming in clear? Hey, Mom, I said, am I coming in clear?
Great. He's completely unharmed.
He said 5 golden tickets, and the people who find them will win the big prize.
Where's he hidden the tickets?
Inside 5 Wonka bars. You gotta buy Wonka bars to find them.
Class 3 dismissed.
Technically, because Wonka's contest required the purchasing of his products, it does not count as a sweepstakes. Instead, it is an illegal lottery. There is a 0% chance that this flying elevator has been properly registered as an aircraft. I mean, there's no way the government is going to allow this wackadoo to fly around the city in this death machine just because he makes candy bars. And on the topic of the flying elevator, the penalty for operating an aircraft without a license is no laughing matter. Enjoy federal prison, Wonka, you sick weirdo. Maybe you can sell some candy bars at the commissary.